I want to keep doing these videos at least for the near future until things seem to be in the clear. I got a new partnership for DSP Gaming with Curse. For those who are unaware, Curse is a company that's called Union for Gamers. It's only partners gameplay channels. Unlike Machinima that partners vlogging and everything else, they only partner gameplay channels, alright? They're well known. They're one of the higher regarded networks out there for partnering of gameplay channels. They offer pretty much all the same perks that Machinima did, including having partnerships with music companies and stuff that you could use these sound effects and music in your videos and stuff like that. The only bummer is, number one, I'm not making as much money. Well, the agreement I have with Curse is for less money than the agreement I have with Machinima. I can't give you the specifics because that's not allowed, but I can tell you it's not for as much money. And number two, it's not a managed partnership. So since I've been with Curse now for about 2 weeks, here's what I've seen. Sadly, a ridiculous ton of my videos, and I know because I'm getting emails every day, so I'm picking up my phone. I get a ton of emails every day. Of the 40,000 plus gameplay videos on DSP Gaming, every day, probably about 2 to 3 dozen, so probably about 30 to 40 videos are getting content ID matched, and therefore, advertisements on those videos no longer are earning me any money. Or, in worst case, and this is the worst case scenario here, they're getting blocked outright and you can't watch them anymore. The playthroughs I'm noticing this on the most are all of my Grand Theft Auto playthroughs, all my Watch Dogs playthroughs, my Saints Row playthroughs, any playthrough that I've done that was an open world sandbox game that had licensed music on a car radio while you were playing. All of those playthroughs are getting completely claimed or blocked, one or the other. And that sucks. I know that sucks, because those are some of my best playthroughs. Some of those playthroughs are the ones that people are...
Wow, I saw Phil play that game back in the day, and that was amazing. And now you're going to go back to watch it, and half of it's muted or blocked. And you're like, what the fuck is that?
It sucks. It really does that these companies, this automated bullshit system on YouTube of Content ID, double dips for music companies when they have no right to any ad revenue from those videos. I'm going to say this again. I've said it a million times. Legally, they don't have a leg to stand on, all right? Because I don't have an arrangement with the music company. The game maker did. The game maker, so let's say Rockstar, paid those music companies to license their music to be in their game. That means whenever someone plays the fucking game, the music's in it. They already made their money. Alright? Now, because I made a video, a Let's Play, a derivative work off of the original game with the music in it, doesn't mean they get another cut. They were already paid by Rockstar to have their music used. It would be one thing if I was lifting music off the internet and putting it into my videos. Yeah, then they have a legal leg to stand on because no one paid them for that usage. They've already been paid for the use of their music, and this is double, triple, quadruple dipping on something they were already paid for years and years ago when they had that agreement with Rockstar.
It's complete and utter fucking bullshit.
And in a lot of cases, it's a system that shouldn't be in place. And if you actually contact a lot of these companies, they say, oh no, that's just an auto match. We didn't even actively do that. It is what it is. But sadly, YouTube, unless you're in a managed partnership, doesn't protect you from this shit. Other than the Grand Theft Auto, I've noticed all of my WWE playthroughs, every single one, is slowly but surely getting claimed. So all that music that was in the WWE games, getting claimed, it's either getting blocked or muted or whatever. So all those playthroughs, sadly, look like they're going to go away. And there's nothing I can do about that. The Naruto games that I've played are all getting claimed. All the Naruto stuff is getting claimed. I'm trying to think what the other common offenders are. Oh, sports games. Any sports games that I played. MLB, NBA, any of them that had music in them, all getting claimed. So, pretty much, if you want to watch those playthroughs,
I strongly urge you right now, go watch them right away.
Because within a couple weeks to months here, as all these content ID claims seep into my 40,000 plus videos on YouTube because of this automated bullshit system that's completely illegal, they're going to go away. I mean, you're either not going to be able to see them or the music's going to be muted and it's going to be terrible. So, you got to watch, if you're going to watch any of that stuff, you got to watch it right away, all right? Because it's going to go away. Now, when you think about games like Grand Theft Auto, I mean, I could always go back to those games later, especially for the fact that, you know, I played the original versions of a lot of those on PS2. Maybe I could go back and play the remastered versions that they've now remade in HD and stuff like that, and I'll just take the music out at that point, which is very possible, and, you know, I think people might enjoy that. In fact, San Andreas, a replay of San Andreas was one of the things last year that was up in the polls for me to do, and I ended up being, like, second place, so I didn't do it. But the good news is DSP Gaming is partnered and is making money. And here's the weird thing, folks. Now, this is not based on any kind of actual fact or whatever. This is just me telling you the facts, all right? This is not based on any kind of evidence that I have regarding Machinima or anything like that. But here's the facts, all right? In February, I saw an almost
50% reduction in ad revenue for the DSP Gaming channel.
Almost 50% out of nowhere. Inexplicable, doesn't make any sense that there would be that much of a drop in ad revenue. And again, Machinima and YouTube were not giving me any legitimate answers as to why that would have happened, okay?
I left the partnership with Machinima
a little over 2 weeks ago and became partnered with Curse. Since I've been partnered with Curse, this is not an exaggeration, I am now making on DSP Gaming 2 to 3 times as much money a day as I was when I was partnered with Machinima. Now, it makes no sense because the agreement I had with Machinima was that I was supposed to be making more ad revenue. Like, I was making more of a higher percentage of the profits of ad revenue on my videos. But for some reason, overall, the ad revenue on my videos was abysmal when I was with Machinima. Now that I'm with Curse, the ad revenue has skyrocketed. Like, is it because I left Machinima and I'm with Curse? Was Machinima blacklisted to the point where I guess YouTube, they're not in YouTube's good graces, so YouTube was giving Machinima partners the absolute worst advertisements on the internet that weren't paying out a lot of money, and now that I'm with Curse, Curse is getting better advertisements?
I don't know, that's pure speculation.
But the god-honest facts are that now that I'm with Curse, I'm making way more money on DSP Gaming than last month when I was with Machinima.
Overnight, inexplicably. Okay?
So that's good news. Now, it's not great news. Great news would have been, oh my god, DSP Gaming skyrocketed and shot back to where it was last year, the amount of money that it was making every month. That's not the case. It's still lower than it was last year, which is why I'm glad I've made all these changes to my streaming. All I can say is there's got to be a cause and effect. How is it that as soon as I leave Machinima and go with another network, immediately the profit goes boop, like this?
I mean, obviously there's something going on behind the scenes here. Quite honestly, this may be one of the major reasons why I just split with Machinima.
Which, again, I can't give you the details until the final partnership is done. I will give you the details. Wait till you hear the story, you won't believe it. I couldn't believe it when it happened, but you know what? With all the shit going on with Machinima right now, there's a lot of negative press with them right now. Everything about Machinima now is negative, negative, negative. I think it was the right time to leave, honestly. I really do. I think that things happen for a reason, some people tend to say. I think in this case, this particular break with the company that I've been with for some 5-6 years is a good thing.
From all things I'm seeing right now, right? Making more money.
Away from the negative press that they're getting, I think things are working out good. We'll see, long run, because there's no way you can tell long run, but for now, it's looking good. And like I said, I'll have more information. I'll do a whole explanation about my association and my experiences with Machinima once that final partnership ends in early to mid-April. Then I'll spill the beans, per se, and that's going to be a very interesting video that people have been waiting for a while, alright?
This Twitch, wow, things have changed on Twitch, right? My daily gameplay now, my streams are very different than they used to be.
I'm engaged with the stream chat. I'm actively responding to things they're saying and talking with them, reading their messages, interacting, you know.
They're helping me a little bit with the games. They're not fucking hand-holding me and telling me how to beat every single thing in a game.
In fact, it's funny, whenever I go against the boss in Zelda, everyone's like, shut up, don't tell him how to beat it. Let him do it for himself first, and if he can't do it, you know, on himself, then tell him how to do it. And that's how we're approaching it. Give me the honest college try first on everything I do in a game, and then if I can't figure it out, I'm getting frustrated, then give me a little bit of help, so I can progress and it can be a more entertaining gameplay experience, because if I'm stuck here for 4 hours on the same boss, no one's gonna watch, and no one's gonna care.
Of course, there's a few idiots out there who all they care about is rage, so they can make their fucking little illegal videos, stealing the content of me raging to make me look bad, but I don't care about those fucking people. I care about the viewers who are here to have fun and to have an engaging experience and who are going to watch my stuff and be there in the long run. Those are who are participating in the streams today, who are cheering with bits, who are subbing to the channel. Boy, do I have great news in regards to that. And, you know, leaving me tips. I opened up the ability to tip me a couple weeks ago, and that's been going great.
Number one, every single day that I've streamed, I get new subs and I get a bunch of new followers. There hasn't been a single day that I've streamed in this new method that I haven't gotten additional subs or followers. Every day there's positive growth, which is a good thing. Number two, I have hit a milestone in regards to subs, okay? I now have over 250 subscribers to my Twitch channel. Now, for those who watch bigger Twitch streamers who've done this for years and years, of course you're gonna say, well, that's nothing. Of course, but for me, it's a milestone. Even when I used to use Twitch back in 2013 and 2014, I never had 250 subscribers ever. I think the most I had was just over 200. So, in 3 weeks' time, I went from like 100 subscribers to over 250.
That's awesome. That is really positive signs of growth, right?
That people are liking the changes. They're engaged more. They're showing up more. They're interacting more. And that's a great thing. And since I started doing the hosting, other people are getting help and people are coming to my streams from other people's streams as well.
And it's awesome. It's all working out. Like, I love this feeling. It's so different from YouTube. On YouTube, it's like, fuck that guy over there. He's my competitor. He's a piece of shit. I want nothing to do with him. And now I'm on Twitch. It's like people are like being nice to each other. Check out this guy's content. Check out that guy's content when I'm not streaming. It's a different feeling. It's awesome. It's something positive. Something positive. Wow. Figure that one out. There's actually something positive on the internet in this day and age. I thought it was all gone, but apparently I was wrong because there's some good stuff going on Twitch right now.
Ultimately, my overall views on Twitch, they're not sky high. In fact, I got, for the first week that I played new games, for example, the first week I played Zelda, the first week that I played, or the first few days that I played Mass Effect, etc., views were good. Then they tapered off. That always happens with long, ongoing playthroughs, because there's some people who they're still in that mindset that they have to see every part in every video before they see the next, so they're not going to show up. And, you know, when I'm playing a game like Zelda, where I've already played over 50 freaking hours, how many people have honestly watched all 50 hours of my Zelda playthrough? Probably not a lot, maybe a couple hundred out of the thousands that are currently watching, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm not getting ridiculous numbers on my streams for stuff like that. I think what'll happen is, in time, my viewership's going to adapt and change. What I'm gonna get is adjusted from a viewership who are here to see every part of a playthrough to a viewership on Twitch who are only there just to hang out with me. They don't care what game I'm playing. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm here to have fun, and if the game sucks or the game's great, regardless, we're gonna have a fun time on stream. That's kind of my methodology now, is if the game sucks, let's interact, let's talk on stream about stuff and do other things so that we can get other stuff going. When I'm playing Mass Effect Andromeda and I have to drive from one side of a fucking barren planet to the other fucking side of a barren planet, and it's gonna take me 5 to 10 minutes, let's at least chat in the stream chat. So we're occupied and we got something to fucking do, right? Because the bottom line is, I can't believe how many of these games have gone sandbox style, and now there's just so much dead time when you're playing the fucking game. It's all time killer bullshit. The profitability of streaming on Twitch, FYI, now I've been doing this for 3 weeks, and what Twitch does is it takes it by about a month at a time when it gives you, like, at a glance how much money you've been making on Twitch.
I have more than doubled the amount of money that I'm making live streaming.
Now, I was making an okay amount of money live streaming previously. Now it's actually pretty damned good, to the point where I think if I keep up the way I'm doing and I continuously grow like I'm doing right now, Twitch may, in the next few months, this is no exaggeration, in the next few months, Twitch may actually become my main source of income. YouTube may become the supplementary source of income. And then other things like Teespring and Patreon are just the final things that put the whole thing together and allow me to pay my bills and do this as a business, okay?
And combine all those factors together, okay?
And it's actually looking like come May, June, I may be not great, but I may be back on my feet financially, to a point where I don't have to worry about every month, oh my god, can I pay my bills? Oh my god, will my bank account be overdrawn this month? Oh my god, do I have to juggle 500, things and pay this one on this date and this one on this date and not, have to worry about all of that? For the first time in some 6+ months, because ever since last fall, when all this started going on with the views dropping, ad revenue plummeting and everything, it's been a constant nightmare of me worrying about this shit. It really has. The old methodology of just playing a game offline isn't working anymore, because the people who are successful at it are doing edited, scripted videos. They're already at the top of the YouTube chain, and there's no way to surpass them. There's no way to get that market share back. I will never get a viewer who watches those big guys to come watch my stuff. It just won't happen, because that's how YouTube's set up now. They can't even discover my videos anymore.
They can't even accidentally see it in a sidebar or click on it in a search, because I don't even show up there anymore. So it's over in that regard.
The fight of doing it my way and trying to do YouTube as a job my way is over.
But there's a new way.
And the way is working, and I'm enjoying it. If anything, people have been giving me overwhelmingly positive feedback, saying that for those who are sticking in there and aren't jumping ship, for those who are sticking in there and still watching the videos on YouTube and they're attending the live streams,
they're saying that my attitude has been way better lately. I don't seem negative all the time anymore.
And I'm having a lot of fun interacting with people and joking around, and the gameplay videos themselves, they're reflecting more positivity. And
when you watch the playthrough, you feel good.
Rather than watching me do a game, and a lot of the times it's one of these games with grueling content or repetitive grinding, and it's like, fuck, I gotta get through this game. I gotta fucking keep grinding and get through this game, and I'm raging, I'm complaining. That's not happening all the time anymore. Sure, it still happens. It just happened the other day with Mass Effect Andromeda. There's a shitty part of the game. Enemies keep spawning behind me and beside me and insta-killing me because it's fucking bullshit. It's a bad game mechanic. And I rage. That's okay. At least I didn't rage for 45 fucking minutes to say how bad I hated the game or anything like that. No, I got past that part, I moved on, and the rest of the session was enjoyable. And that's ultimately what I'm striving to do now. Don't turn certain game playthroughs into negative shitfests. Instead, get past the bad part and get back to the positive and be more positive with the people who I'm playing for live on stream.
And overall, the product ends up being a better thing. I still have potential to be in massive crisis in April.
Here's why. Last month, February, I made the least by far ever on YouTube, alright? And that's why I left Machinima and all that. I had to have a change. I just no answers, and I'm not getting my answers on what's going on. I had to fucking figure out what was going on for myself. I didn't even make 60% of what I would need on YouTube to pay my bills, alright? I'm gonna say that again. Typically, to pay my bills, there's a certain amount of money I need to make minimum on YouTube to do it. I didn't get there in February. It was that fucking bad. Now, January was bad.
But because of this big surge of support from people on Patreon, I got like an insane amount of extra money on Patreon.
It actually made up for the money that I made less on YouTube, and that's why this month, in March, I was able to pay my bills. We're not there. I mean, I'm in real dire straits right now because in April, you know, you got all this stuff coming up. You got my mortgages that I'm stuck with, my 2 mortgages, and, you know, all these other payments and things coming in, business expenses and everything. In addition, I gotta do my taxes, which I haven't even done yet. I have to do my taxes, which I know I'm gonna owe money. And then I have to pay my accountant, which is expensive. And I'm only getting like 60% of what I normally get on YouTube. There's no way I'm paying my bills. Now, the good news is, there's a few things that have been helping me out. Number 1, right up here, Teespring.
Patreon.
Right now, anyone, if you pledge to my Patreon in the next, what is today? Today's the 12th. I'm filming this on the 26th, but I'm not releasing this till the 27th. If you pledge to my Patreon by the end of March, I get that money the first week of April. That money will go directly towards the bills so that I can pay them for the month of April, okay? And the other thing is, if you're watching my live streams on Twitch, all right, if you tip me, meaning if you actually send me that tip, the way you do that is when you're watching me on Twitch, underneath my Twitch channel, there's a page with all this info, my rules and links to everything. There's a section that says tips. If you click on that, it brings you to my tips page where you can send me a tip via the stream.
That money I get right now.
So I can immediately apply that money to my bills as well. If enough people help me by pledging to Patreon by the end of this month, the next 4 days or so, by buying stuff on Teespring, or by tipping me on Twitch, I should be okay, but I don't know. Right now, I'm nowhere near close enough. And the bottom line is right now what I'm kind of hinging on, which is really bad. My parents every year usually give me a birthday present. I'm actually counting on my birthday present to hopefully be enough, because I don't know what they're giving me, to pay my bills in April.
That's terrible. A birthday present that's supposed to be, oh, here's something nice for you for your birthday, is literally going to be like my necessary income to pay my fucking bills in April because of all this bullshit that happened on YouTube. So I implore you, this is no joke.
This is no me over-exaggerating. April is going to be really bad. I'm going to try not to express any of that stuff on the streams. I'm going to try to still stay positive in the videos or whatever. But understand, there may be some stuff bad going on. I foresee possibly overdrawn bank accounts and other issues that are going to happen that aren't going to be very nice. But here's the good news. If I can get through April, alright, if I can get through this month and not have 100 bills overdue and unpaid and all of that shit, if I can find a way to make ends meet in April, in May, I'm going to see the increased ad revenue from YouTube from now being with Curse, and I'm going to see the increase in revenue that I'm making on Twitch, that I get paid all that in May, because it's a 2-month stagger. It takes 2 months to process all that and for them to finally send it.
So if I can get to May in one piece,
okay? I think if we could keep this positive movement going with Twitch and all that, I think we're going to be good. I think by this summer, things will have gone back to normal from like 2 years ago, and I can be positive, and we can tackle all these new releases again. We can have a lot of fun. And that's the other thing, too. Even if there's no new releases, I can find fun stuff that people want to watch on Twitch every day, and even though maybe the playthroughs on YouTube won't do stupendously with views or whatever, if people are coming out on Twitch and still, you know, tipping and cheering and subbing, it won't matter. It'll be enough to make up for it, which is awesome, right? It's absolutely awesome that now I don't have to
rely, whoops,
I don't have to rely solely on YouTube to be my bread and butter income, and basically if it's a bad month, it's a bad month because YouTube views were down. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now I can more diversify myself, which is what I need to do if I want to survive, okay?
Now I gotta pray for a miracle in April, and if I can get past that month, come May, June, July, I think we're gonna be good. But we have to get through that first, okay? I will make another video like this probably in a week to 2 weeks, again, when I have more updates, maybe more info for you on what's going on in that regard, and we'll go from there. But please, take this seriously.